to David Benavidez versus Jay Leon Love. Clearly one of the best matchups and most exciting matchups that can be made in the super middleweight division. It's a pleasure for me now to introduce to you the CEO of Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellerbe, to say a few words and introduce his fighter, Jay Leon Love.
Thanks,
Leonard.
Richard. Thank you, Richard. The Jay Leon David Benavidez fight is going to be a very, very exciting fight. It's, I think, in my eyes, it's a terrific matchup. It's a matchup that David Benavidez wanted. He's had an eye on Benavidez for quite some time, and I think that with Jay coming in as being the underdog, he's going to lay it all on the line. He's highly motivated. And I think it's a terrific opportunity for him to make a great statement by fighting the very, very talented David Benavidez. Everyone knows what Benavidez brings to the table. He's a very, very exciting young fighter who had a tremendous amount of success at a young age, and he'll be looking to establish himself by being showcasing his skills out there to the world as he's the best super middleweight out there. And this, again, this Jay Leon Benavidez fight is going to be a very, very exciting fight, and I think the fans will love this fight. Richard?
Excellent. Thank you very much. Leonard. I want to now introduce to you David Benavidez, and I want to acknowledge as well his promoter, Samson, my good friend Samson Lekovic. He has a tremendous eye for talent. We all know that. And with David Benavidez, we have clearly, pound for pound, one of the most exciting fighters in the world. And he's here to reclaim the throne as the best super middleweight in the world. He's determined to steal the night on March 16th in Dallas. And it's a pleasure now for me to introduce to you the former WBC super middleweight world champion, El Bandera Roja, David Benavidez. David?
Hello, Richard. Thank you for introducing me, and I just want to thank you guys for this opportunity. I've been in training camp 3 months in preparation for this fight. This is also a fight I've wanted for some time now, and it couldn't be in a better venue than in the Cowboy Stadium. I'm just very blessed to have this opportunity, and I'm not going to let it go to waste, and I'm going to get a spectacular knockout come March 16th. It's really going to be amazing.
Thank you very much, David. We are going to be opening it up now for questions for the co-main event. If you have any questions for David or for Leonard or for anyone, please go ahead. Operator?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions at this time, please press *1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you have any questions at this time, please press *1 on your telephone keypad. And I'm waiting for callers to join the queue at this present time. Our first question is going to come from Carlos Toro from Fightful. Please go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for letting us talk to you guys. It's big fights and big cards taking place next week. First question for David. I know you're considered, the quote-unquote champion in reset by the WBC, and they went ahead and crowned the new champion in Anthony Durrell, but do you still see yourself as the definitive WBC super middleweight champion?
I definitely still see myself as a WBC champion. Nobody beat me. They got to come get me, and they got to come beat me, to crown themselves champion, but I definitely still see myself as WBC champion.
If you win this fight against Julian Love, after this fight, is that the plan to go after Anthony Durrell to win back the title that you've never technically lost?
Yes, that's definitely the plan. But for right now, my mind is 100% on Jay Leon Love. He's still a veteran. He's still a dangerous fighter, so I can't overlook him at all. But first things first, I got to take care of business next week on March 16th. And then we'll think about what's going to happen after.
Next, one quick question to Leonard Ellerbe. Leonard, Julian Love's last fight against Peter Quillen was a unanimous decision. And from what you've seen, have you seen that Julian Love has sort of taken that loss and taken away, something important is that he feels could help him in this fight against David Benavidez?
Yes, not to make any excuses. He had a lot going on in his life, a lot on his mind, and a lot of times what happens is when fighters aren't focused, they come into a fight and they're not fully prepared, but again, not taking anything from Peter Quillen, outstanding fighter, and, but that was then. Thankful that he got this opportunity to fight a great young fighter, David Benavidez, and Jay Leon is focused. He's an expecting father. He's highly motivated. He's laying it on the line. He's had a terrific camp, and I'm just very excited to see him get this opportunity going there. And we know it's going to be a tough fight because we know what Benavidez brings to the table, but very confident that Jay Leon's going to win this fight.
All right, thank you, everybody, and best of luck to Julianne and David on March 16th.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you would like to ask a question, press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Our next question is going to come from John Cutton from Reddit Boxing. Please go ahead.
Oh, hey, guys. This is a question for David. So you've been extremely active in general in your career, usually fighting many times per year. You're coming off by far the longest layoff of your career. Just wondering what your personal goal in this fight is. Is this a fight about regaining confidence as a fighter after such a long layoff, or is this a fight to make a big statement on a big platform on this pay-per-view?
Obviously the confidence never went away on my part. I feel like this is a big stage and a big venue, so it's making a statement. I feel like if I get a spectacular knockout on pay-per-view, my stock is going to go all the way up. So it's just, obviously I haven't been in the ring for a while, so, it's just going in there, seeing where I'm at the first few rounds, and then, go back right where I left off, as being comfortable in the ring, getting a few rounds in, and then, obviously going for the knockout.
Okay, great. So then next question is just if you, asking you to be a little bit of a self-promoter here, how would you rank yourself at 168? There are a lot of guys like, Callum Smith, Caleb Plant, and Miguel. Where do you see yourself? Or do you feel you have more to prove before you can, claim to be the top man today?
Obviously I see myself as the best super middleweight in the division, but, obviously I have to prove myself. But I do see myself at least in the top 5, and I think when I get the opportunity to prove myself, I'll show only to myself and to the world that I am the best once the opportunities come up.
Okay, thanks. Last question. If given, the opportunity, how many times would you like to fight this year? Again, just mentioning for most of your career, you fought many, many times per year.
If I have the opportunity to fight 3 times this year, that would be perfect for me, and I feel like that's the route I want to take. If I get 2 or 3 fights, that'd be perfect.
Okay, thanks a lot, David. Good luck.
Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Ben Baby from the Dallas Morning News. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hey, David. First off, how do you prepare to fight in a venue like AT&T Stadium, not your traditional, venue that holds boxing when you have a venue that big? Are there any difficulties that come with being in that kind of environment?
Well,
David, are you there?
David, you can't hear.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, David, can you start the answer again?
Yes. There's no real way to prepare yourself to fight in a venue that big. You just kind of have to go by how it feels. The last time I fought at the Mandalay Bay, there was a lot of people there, but once the fighting gets to going, you really don't really feel the crowd or see the people. You kind of just focus what's in front of you.
Right. And being around Errol, in the build-up to this fight, what's your impression of him been throughout that whole process?
He's a very nice guy. He's a very nice guy. He handles himself in a really professional way. And, every time I see him, I shake his hand. He's a really nice guy. I I really look up to him in that sense. He's a great champion, you know, and I want the best for him.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Our next question is going to come from John Gatling from the NewYorkFight.com. Please go ahead.
Yeah, David, how you doing?
Doing good, and yourself?
Not bad. Yeah, I just wanted to piggyback on just how excited you are about this opportunity to fight in Dallas in front of the fans, and just the magnitude of this event and where you think this will catapult you in terms of getting the bigger fights. And do you think that's going to be a hindrance given all of the promotional rankings that go on? You know, this person's the top ranked, this person's with premier boxing champions. How do you look at that situation in terms of you really getting yourself out there after putting on maybe the type of performance that you want to put on?
You know, I feel very confident that I'm going to put on a great performance, and I just want to thank everybody for even keeping me in mind and putting me on this card, you know, pay-per-view. You know, it's basically like a dream come true. So I'm confident that I'm gonna get a spectacular victory. And if I do that, you know, there's going to be so much people watching that once I get a spectacular victory, you know, I'm in line for something big, obviously, because if things go the way I think they're going to go, people are going to want to see me no matter what. And I think that's going to set me in line for the big fights coming up. And, you know, I just want to go back to where I was, having my belt back, you know, find the best. And I feel like Al Heyman, PBC, you know, my promoter, Samson Lukowicz, they'll take care of all that. I just got to do my job and look spectacular, and everything will take care of itself.
Absolutely. Any thoughts on maybe going up to 175 soon? How are you feeling about, you know, getting yourself at 168?
I'm very comfortable at 168 right now, but definitely 175 is definitely an option if there's an opportunity to fight for a title or a big opportunity to fight a big fight. You know, we're definitely going to go up. But as of right now, my thoughts and everything is to stay at 168 and to capture all the titles.
All right. Good luck on March 16th, David. Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you have any questions at this time, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. And I'm waiting for callers to join the queue. Our next question is going to come from Steve Mullenhausen from Sporting News. Please go ahead.
Hi, David. Thank you for taking time out today. It really means a lot. And I don't know if this has been answered, so I just got on the call, but, you know, there's been a lot. You went through a lot leading into this fight with what happened with cocaine and, you know, getting stripped of the title. And just want to go back to when you got stripped of the title. And what was that moment like? Because, you know, you're one of the best in the world, and then a mishap causes you to lose your belt. So what was that experience like of getting something you worked so hard for get taken away from you?
You know, obviously it wasn't a good feeling to have everything you worked for taken away from you in an instant. But, you know, it happened, and, you know, it made me more hungry and more motivated to keep working harder and to get back where it's rightfully mine. Being on the sideline, seeing my belt won by another person that I know I could destroy, I could destroy. But in seeing him one that, you know, kind of did it for me. But, you know, we're not going to take no more steps back. You know, we're working hard, and we're going to reclaim what's ours, and we're going to put on spectacular performances, and that's how it's going to be.
You know, what is the biggest thing you've learned about yourself in these last 13 months?
You know, just the hunger. You know what I mean? Just being hungrier. You know, being more dedicated now. Being closer with my family, and you know, I just owe it to the people who've been supporting me since the beginning. You know, I just want to be a better person and a better fighter for them. You know, so they could have that fighter that they could be proud of.
You know, you go through all the trials and tribulations that you've gone through in this time. Do you feel this fight coming up is a redemption fight to show the world that you are for real, you can keep it together, and you are one of the premier fighters in the super middleweight division?
Yeah, definitely. You know, this is a fight for them. You know, just so they could see that, you know, I don't want nobody to lose faith in me, because I know I'm the best I've ever been right now. You know, I just turned 22 years old. I feel stronger than ever, and I feel this training camp has been amazing. So this fight is definitely going to be for them, so they don't lose faith in me.
And just one final question. Just looking at the main event, I know you're focused on your fight, but just a peek ahead of the curtain a little bit, especially since you've been with Errol a little bit. Who do you think wins that main event? Why?
It's going to be a great fight, man. You know what I mean? Both fighters are world-class fighters. Errol Spence is a monster. He has a lot of power. Mikey Garcia is more of a technician. He has a lot of tricks underneath his sleeves. And I think this is going to be the fight that defines him, you know what I mean? So we really don't know what Mikey Garcia is going to bring to the table. I'm pretty sure he's working on so much stuff. And Errol Spence is too. You know, I just expect it to be a great fight. You know, I know both the guys. They're really cool guys, but I feel like the people really the people are the ones that are really going to win with the great fight. It's going to be a great venue. The crowd is going to be electric, you know, and I just can't wait for the fight.
Thank you, David, and the best of luck next weekend.
All right, thank you so much.
Our next question is going to come from Jake Donovan from theboxingscene.com. Please go ahead.
Great, thank you very much. David, I just want to discuss, it seems like once you came out, you know, you openly owned up to when the drug test came out. Were you surprised that it was met like with such a favorable reaction? It seems like everyone's just like so quick anytime someone tells a drug test, you know, write them off. But everyone actually seemed genuinely interested in the return. It seemed like based on just your response.
You know, it got a little bit of, you know, I definitely owned up to it because it's something that a world champion should be doing. You know what I mean? And I don't know, man. It was just something I shouldn't have been doing. You know, now I'm smarter. You know, my father, me, my team, my father, and we're just not going to be around stuff like that. And, you know, we're just going to stay dedicated to our sport.
Very cool. And then moving forward, I know it's difficult for you to watch, you know, not one but two guys kind of, you know, win belts while you've been out of the ring. But being that both are under the PBC banner, does it actually make you more confident going into each fight? I mean, I know you're looking at Julian Love, but, you know, with the win next Saturday, it's like any fight that you want is, you know, right within your reach without having to worry about boxing politics. Does that kind of put your mind at ease going into each fight?
Yeah, it actually makes me more motivated, too, because these fights can be made, you know, in an instant after my fight. You know what I mean? So I'm very excited, very motivated of the fights and opportunities that are sitting on the table for me. You know what I mean? Both these fighters are great fighters, they're world title holders. You know what I mean? So it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. You know, just seeing what's in set for the future for me.
Great, thanks, David. And then Leonard, I just wanted to have a question to you. Okay. Oh, okay, thanks, Len. This is going to be your third straight look at David Benavidez. I just wanted to know, like, just from the Mayweather promotion standpoint, like, what Mayweather promotion thought is of David as a fighter, and what is it about him that you see, you know, something beatable that you keep sending your guys after him?
No, it's not a matter of sending guys after him. David Benavidez is one of the most exciting, dynamic fighters in the entire sport, just not in super middleweight division. He's a guy that I have a tremendous amount of respect for. And you're right. I've had a very upfront and close look at him for a couple of fights, and I've actually followed his career, you know, up until before he fought Ronald. He's a terrific fighter, but just like any fighter, fighters make mistakes and they have flaws. And Jay Leon saw some things in the real fight that he'll be able to take advantage of. He's a young veteran, and he's excited and motivated for this fight, and it's going to be a terrific fight. Number of respect for Benavidez, for Jay Leon coming to win the fight, and he's confident that he's going to get it done.
Great. Thanks very much, Leonard. David, best of luck next week.
Thank you.
Okay.
Our next question is going to come from Mike Woods from The Ring. Please go ahead.
Hi, guys. Question for David. David, I'm wondering, the rough year and a half you had, promotional situation, and then the positive test, is it almost as if you look at that stuff and really wish it hadn't happened and you could just go back in time and do it all over again? Or actually, no. Do you feel like you learn from it, and it's kind of a situation where you have that which does not kill us makes us stronger?
It's a little bit of both, you know what I mean? Obviously, those things that happened to me, I wish they wouldn't happen, but, you know, in reality, it did happen. So I learned a lot from myself, me and my team, you know, it just made us stronger. And in reality, you know, I'm not happy, but the way things played out, you know, it just made us stronger. You know, we've got good opportunities on the table, and we're just willing to take advantage of what we have in front of us. March 16 is going to be one of the biggest fights I've ever been in, you know, probably that I'll ever be in, you know, and so, you know, I get my own big fan base, but I'm just truly blessed to be here. We're taking the negatives and turning them into a positive, you know what I mean? And I'm just extremely ready for my fight next week.
Not looking past J. Leon Love, but to be quite frank, you, to me, are the favorite coming in. Not asking you to look past Love, but we do, you know, in the back of our mind, kind of think, all right, maybe for my next fight, this is who I might like. Who are some of the guys that you're looking at and kind of licking your chops and saying, I definitely want that fight?
You know, right now we're going to take care of J. Leon Love, but obviously I do have some fights in mind. First, I want to get Anthony Durrell back to the title. And then if everything was good, maybe I could unify with Caleb Plant in the near future. You know, each one of those guys have the belts, have the belt, so that's what I'm really interested in right now.
That makes good sense. And you know what? Good to have you back. All of us have made missteps when you were young, and I like that you owned up to it. I appreciate that character, and it's good to have you back.
Thank you, sir.
And I believe our next question is from Kenneth Bahari from PBC. Please go ahead.
Yes, hi, David. I wanted to know, over the past few months, did you pay close attention to social media and what fans and other fighters had to say about your situation? And if so, what were your thoughts as far as what you read?
I'm sorry, but I can't hear you. Oh, there you go.
I really don't pay attention to social media too much because at the end of the day, I feel like that's not real life. When I wake up, I train, I get my running in. That's what really matters in the day. I'm not going to sit here and kill myself about what people say on the internet. You know what I mean? Because in reality, that really doesn't matter. But, you know, of course, a lot of people had a lot of things to say. You know, that they're entitled to their own opinion. I can't control what somebody says, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to get angry about it either.
Sure. No, I know you said you spent a lot of time in the gym training, obviously. Could you tell us a little bit more about what your training has been like and perhaps who you've been sparring with over the past few months?
Yeah, my training has been really good. You know what I mean? I've been getting a lot of good strength and conditioning training. I've been getting a lot of running. And when I was in California, I was sparring Dimitri Bivol. I sparred him for about a month. And I sparred a lot of other good fighters in California. And then I've been in Texas right now for about 3 weeks. You know, and getting some good work with some guys out here. You know what I mean? So I can say this training camp has really been one of the best training camps I've been. I've been eager to get back in the gym, and I've just been eager to show the people what I have, what I've been working on, and I'm looking to get a spectacular victory on March 16th.
Okay, thank you very much, David. Thank you very much, Leonard. I'd like to ask Leonard and David maybe to make a few closing statements, and then we are going to move on to Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia. Leonard first.
Thank you, Richard. Again, I want to thank everyone for joining the call today. Again, it's going to be fireworks come next week, and I'm very excited. It's going to be a great fight.
Thank you, Leonard. And David?
I also want to thank everybody for giving me the opportunity, you know, just to have me on this conference call as well. I want to also thank the guys, the main event. You know what I mean? It's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a great night of boxing. There's definitely going to be fireworks come March 16th. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, guys. Now we are ready to move on to Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia. Saturday, March 16th. I call it the coronation in Dallas Boxing fans, sports fans, and thanks to Fox, the general public will witness who will be crowned as boxing's new pound-for-pound best fighter in the world. As we all know, there are two sayings in boxing. The first one is, a great big man always beats a great smaller man. If that holds true, Errol Spence will be crowned in Dallas. But there is as well the saying made famous by none other than Floyd Mayweather, skills pays the bills. And if that holds true, Mikey Garcia will be crowned. When the fight was announced, I would say that 98% of the boxing media, boxing experts, and fight fans picked Errol Spence to win the fight. Last week I made some calls and was checking around a bit, and it seems now we are getting close to a 50-50 fight. This is, by the way, evident as well in how the odds have changed and dropped in Las Vegas. I mean, it's pretty simple. This is the fight to see. How often do we see two undefeated world champions, two world champions in their prime, two world champions universally recognized among the top 5 pound-for-pound fighters in the world? In almost 20 years promoting the biggest events, I do not remember a single one event which delivered an undefeated, in their prime, and top 5 pound-for-pound fighter. I mean, it's a fascinating matchup. And that's why I think, as I mentioned before, with all the support from Fox and the excitement building, we will have an unbelievable pay-per-view come March 16th. Now, I'd like to move on and introduce to you these two young men. Both of these young men are an asset to our sport. They are great ambassadors for boxing, and all of us involved in the sport of boxing can be proud that we, as an extension of it, are involved in a sport which has two such amazing young men. It is a pleasure now to introduce these two legendary world champions. First up is going to be Errol Spence. He is clearly the man at 147 pounds. He's undefeated. He's the king of his division. And he is today, without any question, pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world. It's an honor to introduce now the undefeated IBF world champion, Errol Spence. Errol?
I don't know if he's on. Just stand by 1 second, Richard. I'm working on it. Everyone, please stand by. We're connecting with the fighters. Stand by.
Errol is about to join us now. Errol is on the call now.
Okay. So as I just said, both of these young men, Errol Spence and Mikey Garcia, are a tremendous asset to our sport. They're a great ambassador. And first up now is Errol Spence. He clearly is the man at 147 pounds. He is undefeated. He's the king of the division. And he's today, pound for pound, one of the best fighters in the world. It's an honor and a pleasure for me now to introduce to you the undefeated IBF world champion, Errol Spence.
Hey, how's it going? I have to be on this conference call, and you know, it's been a great training camp, and I've been 100% focused and hungry, and I can't wait to put on a great show March 16th.
Thank you. Lisa, I think Mikey is not on yet, right?
Right. We're going to take questions for Errol, and then we will switch over to Mikey.
Excellent. Great. So then let's open it up to the media to ask Errol Spence questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions at this time, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you have any questions at this time, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. And I'm waiting for callers to join the queue at this present time. Well, our next question is going to come from Mike Weeks from the ring. Please go ahead.
Questions for Errol Spence. Errol, I am curious if you have noted, like Richard Schaefer said, that more and more pundits are seeing that it's possible that Garcia beats you, whereas maybe 90% or so out of the gate said, Spence is going to destroy him. feels like now it's tightening up, and Richard said that's evidently odds. Have you noted that? Have you heard more people saying, no, I give Mikey a good chance to beat Errol? And if yes, why do you suppose that is?
That's not something I pay attention to, but I mean, in mostly our boxing matches as we get closer, I mean, the odds tighten up from what I've seen. So, I mean, I can't worry about that. You know, I'm just worried about what my camp thinks and how our preparation is going. And, you know, my focus is 100%. And I'm just ready to put on a great show. So I don't care if the odds change in his favor for all I care. I mean, it's just me and him going to get in the ring and fight.
All right, good stuff. Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Steve Kim from ESPN.com. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, everybody. A couple questions I just want to get to my story. You grew up in DeSoto, right? Not actually Dallas?
Yeah. Well, I grew up in...
Okay.
I grew up in Cedar Hill, DeSoto, and I grew up in Dallas, too. I went first kindergarten all the way to 4th grade in Dallas, and then I went to Cedar Hill, and then I went to DeSoto for 9th grade all the way to 12th.
Mm-hmm. And I think you said you went to 2 high schools. Could you list those 2 high schools for me?
Cedar Hill High School and DeSoto High School.
Okay, and one last question. I know when you and Derek first met, I know you guys talked about how you guys kind of were in the ring together. Do you remember the name of that gym in the city where it's located?
What, the gym we at now?
Yeah, what was the gym where you first met Derek?
Oh, Vivero Boxing Gym. It's off of...
Rivera?
Vivero, Vivero Boxing Gym.
Okay. And what city was that in?
It's in Dallas. It's the same gym that Virgil Ortiz started at, too.
Okay, great. All right, Errol, best of luck. See everyone next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from John Cutney from Reddit Boxing. Please go ahead. Mr. Cutney? Did you mute your line?
Sorry about that. Yeah, I was on mute. Sorry about that. Anyway, thanks for being on, Errol. So, I've been covering your fights for a few years. We're used to hearing you and Derek always boast about your big sparring partners, sparring middleweights, light heavyweights, things like that. Just wondering if you guys took a different approach to this fight, if you thought, aimed for smaller, faster sparring partners, and if there are any you can name specifically.
We have added in some lighter sparring, 140-pounders, and guys that fight at my weight class. One of the guys is Amar Rashidi, and he's fighting on the card. He's like 5-0 with 5 knockouts. Well, he's pretty much the same height as Mikey Garcia, but we've been still adding in bigger guys just for the physical approach and just getting good work out of those guys.
Okay, thanks a lot. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
And our next question is going to come from Stephen Mullenhausen from the Sporting News. Please go ahead.
Hey, Errol, thank you for taking time out today. It really means a lot. And just really want to ask you, sorry about that. Just wanted to ask you, when, Mikey had been talking about you for a very long time. And when he was first talking about you, what was your inclination about wanting to fight him?
At first I didn't really too much care for fighting for him, to tell you the truth, until, it got to a point where, he started coming out a lot more, and a lot of the other welterweight was pretty much busy, like Shawn Porter, Keith Thurman, and Danny Garcia. I was having, dates lined up, so, and Manny Pacquiao, too, so, there was the obvious option for me. And then when I found out that I could be fighting at the Cowboy Stadium, then, it just made sense.
If this fight wasn't proposed to be at Cowboy Stadium, would you have taken the fight still, or would you have wanted to go in a different direction?
I don't know. I mean, it just depends who's out there for me. But, you know, everything happened for a reason. So, you know, it's at the Cowboy Stadium. But I don't know what I would have decided if it wouldn't have been at the Cowboy Stadium.
You know, Richard was saying at the beginning of the call, the winner could be, pound for pound, the best fighter in the world today, considering where you guys both are in the rankings. Do you view the winner, if you do win, if you get by Mikey, that you are the best fighter in the world, and it's not Lomachenko and it's not Terrence Crawford?
Like I always say, you know, it's not just about winning; it's about, you know, your performance, and you know, it's how you win. So, I mean, if I have like a spectacular one-sided performance, then, you know, I do rate myself as pound for pound number one. Just the best fighter in the world, period.
Do you subscribe to the theory that it's been running out there since this fight's been made that Mikey doesn't have a chance? He's the little guy. You're the bigger guy. Do you subscribe to that David and Goliath theory, or do you feel Mikey is a great fighter? He brings more to the table than people really think.
I think he definitely brings a lot to the table, and I mean, people who say that he doesn't stand a chance, I feel like don't really know anything about boxing, or, you know, don't know the history of boxing, just to say, you know, he doesn't have a chance. But, I mean, he does have a title at 142, so, I mean, that's just one weight class up from 147. So, he does have experience fighting at 140, so, I mean, everybody has a chance. He does have a chance. He does have a lot of skills, and he is fundamentally sound. And, you know, he comes from that boxing pedigree, so he definitely has a chance.
And one final question. Considering the magnitude of this fight and the history that is on the line, where the fight is taking place, is this the biggest fight of your life? You know, you look at, you know, who you face. You went to England, you beat Kell Brook. Does this win, would it be bigger than when you beat Kell Brook out in England?
I mean, it's kind of hard to say because, I mean, without that win, and especially, you know, going overseas and fighting, you know, considered one of the best, considered the best welterweight in the world, and going overseas and beating him in his hometown, you know, that added to a lot of experience and different things that lead me to this point and lead me to the victory I'm going to get next Saturday. So, I mean, it's kind of hard, but, you know, I think, you know, this is the biggest win just where it's at, and just it's on Fox pay-per-view, and, you know, it's been hyped up to be really big. So, you know, I think, you know, this might be the biggest win of my career right now.
Thank you, Errol, and the best of luck next Saturday.
Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Matthew Ryan from Fight Sports. Please go ahead.
Hey, Errol, good afternoon. So heading into this fight, it was mentioned earlier, you've got the size and the reach advantage, but Mikey says that's not going to matter next weekend in Dallas. He feels that he's a better fighter than you all around. What do you make of that, and what are some of the flaws you've seen in Mikey's game between now and start of training camp?
I mean, you know, Mikey's confident. You know, I like that. I mean, it shows that, you know, he's really come to fight, and it's going to be a great fight. So, I mean, I don't make nothing out of it. I mean, that's how they feel. That's how they can't feel. So, I definitely have a game plan, I guess, to, you know, exploit, you know, my strengths. And, you know, me and my camp been working hard. My coach been watching film, and, you know, we have a game plan on ourselves. So, I mean, the ring we'll find out, you know, my reach or my size is going to be an advantage or not, or, you know, my skill set and things like that, or just my athletic ability. So we'll see.
And earlier this was called a coronation. Do you feel that level of importance outside of it being Cowboy Stadium, outside of it being on pay-per-view with two of the top 10 fighters in the world squaring off? Does that put any added pressure on it, or is it another day at the office for you?
With me personally, it's another day at the office, but, you know, it's definitely a huge fight, you know, just by exposure-wise, and, you know, becoming a superstar I want to be. So, I mean, this is a huge fight. But, for me, right now, it's another day in the office. I don't really think about that till after the fight and the magnitude of it till after the fight. So I don't get caught up in the moment. But, it is a huge fight, especially for my career.
Thank you so much, champ. Best of luck next week.
Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from John Gatlin from NewYorkFight.com. Please go ahead.
What's going on, man? So the last time we really saw you get some work, some rounds, I was sitting in the boxing center watching you pretty much, put Lamont Peterson through the worst experience of his life. His trainer had to come in and stop that fight. Lamont's a big welterweight, very, very physically strong guy, and we really, manhandled him. Derek James, your trainer, came out and said, look, he really asked for this fight, was adamant about getting the fight, and had to talk his family into taking this fight, and that at some point in time, they're going to have to make a decision in the corner about how much punishment Mikey Garcia has taken in this fight on March 16th. What do you feel about that? I mean, your trainer, he obviously knows who you are, and what do you feel about that? Do you really expect Mikey Garcia to be able to go 12 rounds with you?
I mean, if he goes 12, he goes, but with me, my mentality is, I train hard for a hard 12-round fight, because I don't want to, not expect something and then something else happens. So, I always, even if it might not happen, or I think that I always take myself out to make sure that I'm fully prepared, not just physically, but mentally for a grueling 12-round fight. So, even if I do get the knockout, all through camp, we're focused on conditioning and training hard for a 12-round fight. So, I mean, if I get the knockout, that's good, but, I mean, it's something in my mind that, I don't let it get to me because, it could be different. And, I want to be prepared if I have to go 12 rounds.
That's the right answer. All right, thanks a lot, champ. Good luck to you on March 16th. We'll see you in Dallas.
Thank you.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions at this time, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Again, if you have any questions at this time, please press star 1 on your telephone keypad. Our next question is going to come from Cameron Buford from the LA News Observer. Please go ahead.
Hey, Mr. Spence, thanks for taking time to answer our questions today. How's the training camp going?
Going good.
Do you admire Mikey Garcia for wanting to step up and fight you, taking on this challenge?
I mean, yeah, I respect him. I always respect Mikey Garcia and his skills and his, and his talent. I mean, it's apparent, but, other than that, I respect him after the fight, depending on, his whole game plan and things like that. So, I mean, I definitely respect him for taking the fight and not really rising up to the challenge. He challenged me, but, for moving up and taking the fight, because I don't know who I would be fighting or where I would be fighting at if he didn't call me out. So, this is a great fight, and the magnitude of the fight is great too. Because I mean, Shawn doesn't have. I mean, he has a big fight coming up, but it hasn't been publicized that way as a big fight. And he has a, they say it's a tune-up, but he has a fight, but it's not of any magnitude. Keith Thurman had a fight, but it wasn't of any magnitude. So, I'm just grateful to have this big fight of, this type of magnitude on Fox Pay-Per-View with Shawn, Daniel, or, Keith haven't done yet and headline yet. They've been pro for a very long time. So, I'm happy to be, at the head right now.
That talks about the matchup this is supposed to be. We're all excited about it. Are you just excited to be in this fight as we are to see this fight?
I'm definitely excited. I was excited as soon as I found out, where it was going to be at, and, basically it was just an easy fight to make. Mikey wanted to fight, I wanted to fight, and it made sense for it to happen here. I was excited to be fighting at home again, especially we fighting at the Cowboy Stadium.
Okay, that's pretty cool. What concerns you in your game plan about Mikey Garcia the most?
Nothing really. I feel like I've seen every side there is to see. Especially a guy like Mikey Garcia who's very, traditional. Has good footwork, but at the end of the day, he's very traditional. Being from Texas and, and starting at our Spanish gym, I'm very familiar with his style and, what he does and things like that. So, another side that I'm not used to seeing, and just throughout my international experience and, fighting guys who try to move around the ring and outpoint you or, come forward and things like that. So, I just feel like, I'll be prepared for anything that he brings to the table.
Thanks for answering the questions, man. You mentioned those names before. Are those some of the names, some of the guys you will be looking fighting after you fight Garcia next weekend?
Yes, all of them.
Okay. We'll be looking forward to that. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. I just, I'm going to have Errol make some closing comments, but I just want to add something. Errol Spence is one of those throwback fighters, a fighter who we all know is going to fight anybody and everyone. And, being as good as he is, being pound for pound one of the best, being undefeated, there are not too many other guys calling him out. So for Errol Spence to be headlining, to have this opportunity to headline his first pay-per-view event, to headline the pay-per-view event from the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Imagine that, in the first pay-per-view to headline from Dallas Cowboys Stadium. But then there's another first, to headline the first Fox pay-per-view, the first time that the free over-the-air network, television network, is entering the pay-per-view space, and Errol Spence is there, and they're doing it with him. And then to have the opportunity to fight pound for pound an undefeated fighter, one of the best fighters in the world as well, a fellow top 5 pound for pound fighter with Mikey Garcia. You look at all of these opportunities, so Errol Spence is perfectly situated to really become the face of the sport and be the face of the sport. He has the skills, he has the talent, and he has an opportunity, and he knows all of that. So I can't wait to see you next week, Errol. And it's going to be a big week, and it's going to be an exciting week, and let's start the journey to make history here. I'd like to turn it over to you again, Errol, to make some closing comments.
I want to thank everybody for coming on the conference call. This is a real, this is a real boxing event, a real boxing match between two great fighters, two top 10 pound-for-pound fighters who's undefeated. So that's rare to have, in today's time, especially in boxing. So, I hope everybody tune in on Fox Pay-Per-View. You can get your tickets on CE.com. It's going to be an amazing event. I can't wait on another amazing performance. I'm 100% ready. I'm in tip-top shape. I'm training hard. I'm in crazy focus. And, I've basically got tunnel vision straight to Mikey Garcia on March 16th. So make sure you all tune in. It's going to be an amazing event. Thank you.
Thank you, Errol, and look forward to seeing you next week. I just have been informed now that Mikey is actually not going to be able to join us today, but we will make a separate conference call with Mikey and Chris Ariola on Monday, and Kelly Swanson PR, and Lisa, they will send you guys all the information to when that will take place. So I wish you guys from the media a great weekend. Make sure you tune in this weekend. A great card, top to bottom, from the Dignity Health Center, former StubHub here in Los Angeles. I can't wait for that one as well. It's going to be on Fox as well and FS1. So looking forward to talk to all of you on Monday together with Mikey and Chris Ariola. Thank you very much.
And everyone, I just wanted to add, we will be sending out the fight week schedule today, so please keep an eye on your inboxes, and also, as Richard said, we will send out a notification about Monday's call.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me now.
going on, guys? We don't have a lot of time to talk. What's up with y'all? I see y'all going crazy in the chat. I've been running around. So we do have the all right, let me tell you what's going to happen. We're behind. We got to watch the Joe Smith press conference. We got to watch Shawn Porter press conference, which is at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's in literally 2 hours. And then what else? Weigh-ins tomorrow. So let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to be back on the late night. And early in the morning, we're going to do a morning show to get like all this stuff out of the way. So I'm going to be back streaming on the late night. I'm telling y'all now. And then I'm going to just hit you with a whole block of videos. And then tomorrow morning. But what's up? We got a couple minutes. You did not be enough. I want to see. What are y'all talking about? Time? Probably like on some real. Well, tomorrow the morning show is going to be. I'm probably going to do it likely after the Boxing Voice and Trill Boxing, new media. So probably like 11 a.m. some shit maybe. Because we got 2 weigh-ins tomorrow. We got the Joe Smith that card weigh-in, and then we got the Shawn Porter card weigh-in. So we got some catching up to do. Oh wait, these are my new media glasses. My bad, I was being Boxing Eagle for a minute. What site? What are you talking about? These my new media. These my new media glasses. New media. What do you mean? What site? Oh, new media. That's us now. Yeah, that's us. We just took their shit. They ain't doing nothing. Oh my God. Check around. I'm not sure what 7 people seeing the floor tickets. Well, I expect for I did notice people saying that Spence Garcia not doing well ticket wise, but I expect for next week a lot of people to buy tickets, especially, you know, like money it's income tax season and shit. People gonna be buying tickets like next week. Remember, next Friday, if everything goes well, I'm supposed to be at the DAZN card. I'm looking forward to getting cussed out or probably disrespected by Tevin Farmer. It's going to be very interesting. So I'm doing something innovative, likely on Monday, where I'm going to go to Temple campus, a live stream in Temple campus, and start asking around the campus and seeing if people know who the fighters are. No bullshit. I got a very special stream coming up on Monday. I don't know what y'all talking about. Yeah, it's going to happen. I can't talk about it. I'm keeping quiet, but you know, I can't wait to see him again. Talking about Ugas Porter having cheap tickets. Oh. I mean, you know, I like Shawn Porter, but let's be honest. Like, he's the type of fighter where, he's, you know, I've noticed that he doesn't really do well, like, on his own. But if you match him up against somebody, they do crazy numbers. You know, there's been promo. I've been covering it. They had a PBC countdown. Well, actually, it's been promos. It's been promos. Not as aggressive as Spence versus Garcia, but that's pay-per-view. $60 floor seats? Y'all bullshitting. You know we can just go look this shit up. Let's go look this shit up. Y'all forgot we couldn't just look it up? Y'all bullshit. I don't believe you. You lying assholes. No, y'all probably right though. Which one is it? Let's do this one. Tickets 50 to 250. Get tickets. All right, go full screen for a minute. We're going to be here for about another 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so. And then we're going to catch up on all this stuff later. I've been busy. I had to go to court yesterday. Oh, I can't wait to tell y'all. No, I'm not going to tell y'all. I can't. The police showed up to my house yesterday. It's crazy shit, man. It's not looking good, brothers. Let's go look at the full screen. Let me see. I don't know how to work this site. No, look. This is why I use this site, because you can see like this shit right here. Like, honest, I mean, you know, remember, like, it was supposed to be Tank Davis versus Maris out at this joint. But we all remember what happened with that. So looking at this, like, this is not a bad fight. I wonder how many of these tickets, like, these tickets are on, like, secondary markets or on Craigslist and shit. This is at what used to be the StubHub Center, right? It's called Dignity Health Sports Park Tennis Stadiums, the stupid ass long name. And I know that's like some, you know, company and shit. No, I mean, you know, this looking good to me. I know I can't talk about ticket sales because you know why? Because then certain fans be like, oh, you only talk about PBC ticket sales. You always hating on PBC. Niggas be weird. Like, in their logic. So basically, if I do one video talking about tickets, then I got to make sure I cover tickets all the time according to, like, their logic. It's weird. I do want to do an update on the Joshua Miller tickets, though. I haven't decided if I'm going to that fight. Likely, I will be going to Joshua Miller. Got to, right? It's AJ over here in the States. But they're going to probably try to do me dirty, but that's why I've been putting in the footwork to make sure they don't try to, like, play that politics shit. Like we don't belong there. Like, I told you, I'm tired of it. I know we belong at these events. And then it's not like I'm trying to go to all events. So when I sign up for an event, you know, I'm still pissed about Wilder Fury. But I think I fixed that, though. Here, I'll be right back. Give me 1 minute. Oh, yeah. Why did they say Mikey Garcia wasn't on the media call? But they're going to give him his own media call. Truth be told, I think they should do that for pay-per-views. One media call for, because they do it for, they did it for Mayweather and Pacquiao, and it's other fights. Canelo and Golovkin have their different media calls. You know, everyone will be at Farmer versus Carroll. Well, here in Philly, the fight is going to sell. I know that already. You know, I know that already. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know me and Tevin Farmer is going to have a nice little interaction next week. I ain't gonna lie. I've been talking to people. I can't tell you who, but people say he's been feeling himself. But I don't really, I don't know. I don't really see it. If Spence loses, he's still the truth. Oh, you're being sarcastic. No, it's going to be because it's St. Patty's Day weekend. You got to understand, like, the location of the arena. It's in North Philly Temple University. And it's so easily accessible. Oh, yeah, you going to be there? I forgot all about that. The Volsdick fight. Oh, man, see, you should have been working the event. You bullshitting. But, yeah, I'm definitely going to, if not the fight, I'm definitely going to be there. Did you and Farmer fall out? No, we didn't fall out. He just was on some, like, I'm not going to tell the story no more. But it started about 3 years ago when he left me waiting for him for an interview for like a whole fucking, it was like a whole hour or some shit. So I'm at one of his last fights in Philly. It was at the 2300 Arena where Volsdick is going to be fighting at. So I'm literally like stalking him. I came to the fight for him because at that time I was like, yo, he's up and coming talent. Like he's about to go big time. So we in like the aisle. It's a little short aisle, you know, where the fighters come out and everything. So that's where the media was lining up to talk to him. So I'm like, all right, so you coming back out? And then he looked at me, he shake my hand. He like, yeah, I'm coming right back out. Never came out. The whole arena empty and shit. And I wasn't driving at the time. So you know that arena down there, 2300, it's a dangerous ass, crazy ass neighborhood. Like it's like the freaks. That's where like all the sex trafficking and shit go on. Now I'm not saying T Street was going to get sex trafficked. I'm just saying that, you know, it's a bad neighborhood. No, he was cool in the interview. He was cool. Because you know why? Because remember, for those, I did a live stream. We were sitting there waiting for him. We interviewed him on live stream, right? Yeah, we did a lot. Yeah, it was a live interview. Bernard Hopkins, Oscar De La Hoya, the same outcome as Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia. Oscar did it wrong, though. Remember, Oscar got a gift against Felix Stern before he fought B-Hop. That fight, you know, he got that gift. But he didn't take care of his body right. Oscar was soft as shit at 160 pounds. Soft looking body, pause. You know? Hell yeah, it's dangerous as shit out there on the late night. Like, yo, like let me tell you, it was this like dudes, these two white guys in this Crown Vic. They wasn't cops. They kept circling around, circling around. And I'm like, is these niggas, what the fuck? So it was like literally, like I'm thinking like, did he go out the back door? Now some should have told me, like, why am I waiting here thinking he gonna come out for me? You see what I'm saying? So that was me being a dickhead on my part, thinking like, oh yeah, Tevin Foreman told me he coming back. And he didn't come back. So ever since then, I was like, God damn it, Tevin Foreman, when I find you, I'm going to interview you. And my foot was fucked. Let me tell you, I did more damage to my foot going to that press conference and following his ass around. But it's cool. You know, he had to eat with his people. I wasn't upset about that. Also curious to see how the whole situation. Yeah, well, I'm not going to ask that. I'm not going to ask Volzdik about that situation because they got to have a press conference here soon. Well, the fight is at the end in a couple weeks, 3 weeks. So I got 2 fights I got to go to, 3. So it's these other Philly cards that I'm going to be going to by King's Promotions and Bam Boxing. Do you like the Bevo card? I forgot who's on the B. Oh yeah, I like it because I want to see, you know, Maurice Hooker and who else is on there. Let me look it up. Oh, get out of here. Let's see. Let's go look at this card. You know, let's talk about it. Let's go look at it. It's a nice, solid card. Not great, but for the hardcore fans, nice, solid, because I'm really interested in Bevo versus Smith. I've seen Les Pierre fight somewhere before, not sure where. So, you know, I'm looking forward to this fight. Caleb Johnson, Shoney Monaghan, nah, not really. He's there to draw those tickets. He's likely the one selling a lot of tickets, him and Joe Smith. Sergey Kuzmin, looking forward to him. Remember, he made David Price quit because he was about to knock David Price out. He's working his way up the rankings. Remember, David Price said his arm was fucked up, and it really wasn't. He fought like a couple months later. And Yamaguchi Falco. So, 4 fights on here that I'm interested in, and I will be possibly covering at least 3 of them. From Brazil. Seems like a happy guy. He was supposed to fight Demetrius Andrade a while back. Never materialized. Let's see what else. Oh, the Shawn Porter card. You know, I mean, Robert Guerrero's on there. If y'all want to still see Robert Guerrero, I want to see how he looking. His last fight was a dark match. Afia Jagba versus Mansoor. I ain't talked to him in a while. I wonder if he even still live in Philly. 46 years old, still out there getting it in. You know, he was booked for a while and then came out and started fucking whooping ass. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. This shit gonna be fire. 46 years old. And that's not like a old. I'm not saying it like he old. Like that's a 46. Like, damn, bro. Like you still out here. But see, in this day and age in boxing, this is old for boxing. It's not like it was like when you was like 35 was old. Remember that? This right here is at like he's in the twilight. You can fight until you're about 45, 46 the way with modern medicine and technology. Will you be live at Spence Garcia? Why y'all keep asking me that? No, damn it. Where did I get that from? I'm not going to Spence Garcia. I told y'all, the Texas people, they hate me. And the Charlos gonna put some money on my head. And Black Fight Fan, he was like, you got to come down to Texas. I was like, hell no, nigga, I ain't coming down there. They're gonna fucking decapitate me. No way. Gotta let the heat die down. Yeah, you know. Yeah, I don't want to see Piano anymore either. Oh, yeah, he's on here, right? Yeah. He was the one that Inoue had knocked out in like 10 seconds, some old shit. In the 1 minute, 10-second mark. Heavyweights, you don't want to be playing around at 147 at 46 years old. Actually, you would think heavyweights wouldn't want to be that old because, you know, you get knocked the fuck out. You can get really hurt. But then again, yeah, you can't. That is true. You can't be in those smaller weights and be old. You can't get away with it, especially with the speed. Nigga do look like Carlos Takam. Oh, yeah, new media. That's us. Now. We took it. Bye, fellas. I'm going to get out of here. So I already told you what we're going to do. So I'm going to be back. I still got that video in case he, you know, in case he think he going to talk shit. I still got it in the archives. But anyway, listen, we done with all that. We done with all that, man. We just covering boxing. And the R. Kelly stuff, we covering that too. I still got to do a video on the second part of Leaving Neverland. How y'all like my my new shit? See how I'm like peppering in other shit, like other content, but then I make sure you get all your boxing. I'm gonna keep peppering it in. So soon, I would say probably by the fall, this is gonna be a variety channel driven off of boxing. So we're doing that because I've noticed I've been getting some pretty good views for a blacklisted channel. You know? And also, you know, ain't nobody been bitching. So I thought people are bitching. They're like, T-Street, you need to just motherfucking cover boxing. Like, you always trying to do extra shit. Yes, I am. You know. But I got a whole bunch of shit to do. So I'm going to see y'all in the late night. And then tomorrow will likely be 2 streams. We're going to do a morning. Nah, what time is the weigh-in? Let me see what time the weigh-in is for tomorrow. Hold up. Let me see what time the weigh-in is. Hold up. What am I looking for? There we are. Let me see what time the weigh-in is. Oh, what's Lennox talking about? You know, Lennox don't like Anthony Joshua.
Spence Garcia.
He want to fuck him up.
We'll see a week from Saturday night.
Exciting fight. You got 2 undefeated guys, and let me tell you, Garcia comes from a.
All right, Lennox. All right, we'll check this out later. So here is 4 p.m. is the press conference today on Fox Sports 2 or the Fox Sports Go app. My cable company doesn't have Fox Sports 2. We just go watch it through the Go. The weigh-in is tomorrow at 4:30. Man, I hope, is this shit Eastern? Is this shit Eastern? Because the fight's over on the West. Okay, so we are going to do 2 streams tomorrow. A morning show, and then we're going to do to catch up on all the shit we missed during the week. And then I'm going to chop that up. And then, yeah, Cooking with Controversy. Well, I can't do Cooking with Controversy anymore because my girlfriend said I can't. So I'm not, yeah, we can't do Cooking with Controversy anymore. But it's probably going to be something else. So once again, tomorrow's going to be the morning show. And then we're going to do this stream later on. All right? Y'all cool with that? You ain't got no choice anyway. So see y'all in the late night. I'm out of here.